It looks like Ethereum's moment may have finally arrived, going from horrific sentiment, getting kicked in the balls, to, well, Tom Lee, the co-founder of Fundstrat, just called Ethereum the new Bitcoin. Chill out, Tom. And he's not just talking the talk, of course. He's now the chairman of a company that wants to become the MicroStrategy of Ethereum. Of course, Joe Lubin from Consensus already launched that company, but now we're going to have two of them. Screw it, man. Buy up all the ETH, guys. Send it to the moon so I can sell my bags. It'll be fantastic. The tide is turning. Ethereum is no longer sitting in Bitcoin's shadows, becoming the infrastructure layer for real-world assets, for stablecoins, for tokenized stocks, and staking yield for Wall Street. So while everyone is distracted chasing Solana, and I have a Solana bag as well, okay? But people are really chasing the Solana memes, aren't they? I mean, you guys see what's going on? Bonk fun? Bonk. The Bonkster. ETH is staging the biggest comeback in crypto, the most hated rally. And the market is just starting to clock it. Here are 4 surprisingly bullish catalysts that could send Ethereum towards those $10,000 price predictions and beyond. I'll probably sell mine around $7,500 though. Close enough. Anyway, stablecoins have become the crypto buzzword of 2025, and for a good reason. Ethereum is quietly becoming the default infrastructure layer for on-chain dollars. Big money wants exposure to that growth, okay? The Genius Stablecoin Act is just sitting there waiting for Trump's signature now. The United States is about to give the green light for regulated dollar-pegged stablecoins to go on massive scale. We're talking trillions. The Treasury Secretary of the United States is saying we're going to trillions of stablecoin market cap, guys, and markets are responding fast. Circle's USDC and Euro counterpart have seen their supply growth explode this year. Circle has just launched its stablecoin-powered cross-border payment network. Plus, their stock went up 10F and X from the IPO. Holy cow. So as the stablecoin market grows, Ethereum becomes the infrastructure play for all that stuff. Yes, also Solana and stuff benefits from this. But with all the layer 2s and all that stuff, perhaps ETH benefits the most. It has more rails for the stablecoins to run on. By holding ETH, investors can get exposure to the growth of on-chain dollars without needing to actually park any cash in stablecoins themselves. Because, you know, 1 USDC just equals 1 USDC, guys, doesn't go up in price. It's a quiet but powerful catalyst, though, for Ethereum, because as the stablecoins scale globally, ETH demand scales with it. And the more transaction fees paid out in ETH, of course, the more ETH that ends up being burned, removed from circulation, and the more deflationary ETH can then become. So it becomes a virtuous flywheel. Now, here's something that perhaps nobody really saw coming, and that's Robinhood. You see, Robinhood just launched a tokenized effing stock trading platform. Where did they do that? Well, more on that in a second. Because guys, if you're trading these cryptocurrency markets, the hot spot to be long in the rips, short in the dips is called BitUnix. There's a link right down here below too. Well, let me tell you why you should sign up for it. This is where I'm doing most of my futures trading, by the way, just so you know. Here's why BitUnix is awesome. No KYC, no VPN, trade with freedom, trade with privacy. All the big coins, deep liquidity, and here's the deal. When used, link right down below, right down here, you are going to get some big bonuses, up to $40 in deposit bonuses. So you deposit $1,000, you get $200 back. About $2,000, you get $400 cash back money in your account, and you get up to $9,000 in trading bonuses. Okay, go check it out. The link's right here. Thank you very much. Okay, so back to this Robinhood news. Those big guys, they built their own Ethereum layer 2 called Robinhood Chain, powered by the Arbitrum network. Now, this isn't just some DeFi side hustle for Robinhood. They're going full on Wall Street, allowing users to self-custody here and to trade tokenized versions of stocks like Apple, Tesla, and Nvidia directly on chain. Now, something similar was also launched on Solana right around the same time. By the way, not by Robinhood. It's launching a first over in Europe, the Robinhood guys, because Robinhood just finalized the acquisition of Bitstamp, which is one of the oldest and most regulated cryptocurrency exchanges out there in the world, with all kinds of European license. Over 50 global licenses, in fact. Robinhood now has the compliance advantage to be able to scale tokenized stock trading globally in a massive way. And it's gonna get real frothy out here, guys. Stocks everywhere, 24/7, 365. It's gonna be nuts. Let it sink in. 25.9 million funded Robinhood accounts will soon have access to on-chain stocks. Once they start trading stocks on-chain, you know they're gonna start buying dog coins. It's never just about stocks, is it? This positions Robinhood to offer staking, lending, institutional tools, real-world assets on-chain, everything built on Ethereum, okay? Because Ethereum dominates tokenization with over 81% market share. It's pretty secure. It's proven, and of course, it already powers real-world assets for the likes of BlackRock and UBS. Ethereum, for all of its main chain flaws, still remains the most credible, neutral layer for assets on a smart contract chain. Robinhood just handed Ethereum the keys to the stock market. Most people haven't even clocked it happened yet. This is how Ethereum sneaks through Wall Street's front door and takes over from the inside. Then there's the corporate treasury companies, because now it's Ethereum's turn to have its MicroStrategy moment. We've been talking about this, but worth reiterating because this is a really important moment for Ethereum. SharpLink Gaming just overtook the Ethereum Foundation to become the largest publicly held ETH treasury company in the world, holding more than 205,000 ETH. By the way, I own SharpLink Gaming. We called this one around $10 recently in the Discord. We're not signed up yet. Check out the Discord. But that's not a typo. They're not sitting on this ETH either. They're staking it. SharpLink raised $64 million through issuing stocks. They used that capital to buy ETH, and they are now generating yield through staking and restaking protocols. They keep buying more ETH. They just bought some more ETH yesterday while maintaining full exposure to Ethereum's upside. This is big stuff, guys. They even rolled out a new transparency metric called ETH concentration. Now, this is something that tracks how much ETH backs every 1,000 shares. That number's up 19% in just the last 3 weeks, by the way. It's part treasury, part yield farm, and part capital market flex, led by Joe Lubin, Consensus founder, early Ethereum backer, a big player in the ecosystem. Guess what? Investors are effing loving it. Its stock has absolutely raged, went up big time, crashed big times, back up big time, trading like an altcoin, man. But SharpLink Gaming isn't the only company going all in on Ethereum for its balance sheet. Bitmine Technology saw its stock price jump by a whopping 3,000% in just 5 days. Oh my God, I can't believe. Here I am holding altcoins like a chump, man. Gotta be getting into stocks, dog. Damn, what the heck? They added $250 million of Ethereum to their balance sheet. This is the company that just hired Fundstrat's Tom Lee, Wall Street legend, to become its new chairman. They ain't messing around, man. They got the big dog. They got Tom Lee on board, man. And then there's crypto mining company Bit Digital. They just dumped 280 BTC, worth over $30 million, to buy Ethereum. Both are good. Both are good. This is the start of a new trend. Public companies taking idle cash, putting it into on-chain assets that actually work for them. And of course, they're going to pump their stocks like crazy. Now, if Bitcoin here was the first chapter in the treasury stuff, man, Ethereum-powered balance sheets are the evolution of that. Of course, we have XRP and Solana too. It's not just Ethereum, but it's a big catalyst for Ethereum. We're seeing a lot more companies announcing recently. And finally, the big money lies within the ETFs. We've got US spot Ethereum ETFs already. Okay, we've seen a lot of inflows. In fact, as a percentage of market cap, Ethereum ETF inflows have recently matched or sometimes even overtaken Bitcoin inflows, again, as a percentage of market cap. But the real alpha, staking inside the ETFs. June saw $1.17 billion in inflows into US-based Ethereum ETFs, which is almost a year on from a disappointing launch, is finally starting to pick up momentum. And the momentum was really bad at the start of the year. It's really changed in the last couple months. Analysts at Bitwise are already projecting up to $10 billion in inflows by the end of this year. Now imagine even a fraction of that gets staked. Just a fraction. We are talking about a massive supply shock here. Less ETH on the market and more ETH locked up, okay? That means fewer sellers, tighter supply, and basically a lot more upward price pressure, especially as demand ramps up from retail and institutions and treasury companies, all to get an allocation, all to get positioned in the new Bitcoin, as Tom Lee likes to call it. But this isn't just about scarcity. It's, of course, about the yield. Staking rewards can actually flow back to ETF holders. That turns ETH ETFs into yield-generating, asset-backed products. You buy a Bitcoin ETF, you just hold Bitcoin. You buy an ETH ETF with staking, suddenly you're earning yield, baby. That's something that Bitcoin cannot and will not offer. Wall Street is already trying to do this with Solana, by the way, and they'll succeed there too, which will be competition for ETH ETFs. But its upcoming ETF is rumored to include staking from day one, which only adds fuel to Ethereum's case that it will get staking pretty soon for its ETF too. But Solana could prove too centralized to compete at scale, at least some may see it that way. So once ETH ETFs get staking approval too, the competition is absolutely on. And that's when Ethereum's real bull cycle kicks into gear. Okay, so it's no wonder that Tom Lee is out here beating the ETH bull drums, saying Ethereum is still massively undervalued with a fair market value of $10,000. Let's go. That's almost 300% upside from today's price. I'll take it. I may not hold till $10,000. Might take my money here a bit earlier than that, but gosh darn, it's coming, baby. The comeback is already happening. The catalysts are starting to play out. It's happening. The smart money, they're loading up on ETH. Retail, they're not paying attention yet, but they'll come back to buy at $10,000. They always do. So are your ETH bags packed and are you ready to go? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.